dramatic aviation incident at Parafield Airport in South Australia has raised serious questions about light aircraft safety, airport infrastructure vulnerability, and the ripple effects such events create across travel logistics. Beyond the immediate emergency response, this crash highlights how localized aviation disruptions can influence professional travel schedules, including those of elite athletes who rely on precise timing for performance and recovery. This report examines what happened, what investigators are looking for, the physics behind the impact, and the broader implications for aviation safety and performance-sensitive travel. What happened at Parafield Airport? A light twin-engine aircraft crashed into a hangar during a landing phase at Parafield Airport, triggering a large fire and emergency response. The aircraft struck the structure at low altitude, causing severe damage to the hangar and destroying the aircraft. Emergency crews evacuated nearby facilities and temporarily suspended airport operations. Where exactly did the crash occur? The aircraft impacted a hangar located within the operational training area of the airport. This section is commonly used by flight schools and maintenance operators, which explains the presence of personnel inside the building at the time of the crash. What type of aircraft was involved? The aircraft was reported to be a light twin-engine training aircraft commonly used for pilot instruction. These aircraft are designed for multi-engine training and typically operate frequently in circuit patterns around training airports. What damage resulted from the impact? The aircraft penetrated the hangar structure, igniting fuel and causing a fire. The hangar sustained structural damage, including roof deformation, internal beam damage, and fire exposure. The aircraft itself was destroyed, representing a total hull loss. Airport operations in the immediate area were halted while emergency crews secured the scene. What are investigators focusing on? Investigators are examining engine performance, aircraft configuration during approach, pilot inputs, maintenance history, and environmental conditions. They will also analyze witness statements, radar data, and the final resting position of the wreckage. Could engine failure be a factor? Engine failure during approach is one of the key possibilities being evaluated. Twin-engine training aircraft sometimes simulate single-engine procedures. If power loss occurs at low altitude, the aircraft may experience asymmetric thrust, which can quickly lead to loss of control if not corrected immediately. Could aerodynamic stall be involved? During landing, aircraft operate near stall speed. If the aircraft banks too sharply or loses airspeed, lift can drop suddenly. A stall at low altitude leaves little time for recovery and can result in a rapid descent toward nearby structures. Could pilot workload contribute? Training environments often involve high workload. Pilots may be managing speed, configuration, radio communication, and simulated failures simultaneously. This increases the risk of control misjudgment during critical phases like landing. How much force was involved in the crash? Even a light aircraft carries significant kinetic energy. A typical twin-engine trainer weighs around 1.5 tons and approaches at moderate speed. When that mass strikes a stationary structure, the energy is concentrated into a small impact zone. This force is strong enough to penetrate sheet metal, collapse structural elements, and rupture fuel tanks, leading to fire. Why did a fire occur after impact? Aviation fuel ignites easily when exposed to sparks or hot engine components. Impact ruptures fuel lines and tanks, creating vapor. When ignited, this produces a rapid fire that spreads through the structure. What role does the Safety Investigation Authority play? The National Transport Safety Authority secures the site, documents debris distribution, inspects engines, reviews maintenance records, analyzes pilot training, examines weather data, and reconstructs the aircraft's final moments. A preliminary report is usually released first, followed by a detailed final report later. How does this affect airport operations? Airport closures disrupt training schedules, charter operations, maintenance activity, and regional travel. Airspace restrictions may also be imposed, causing rerouting of nearby flights and temporary congestion at alternate airports. Why does this matter for elite athlete travel? Elite athletes rely on precise travel timing for recovery, sleep cycles, and performance preparation. Delays caused by airport shutdowns can shift arrival times, reduce training opportunities, and interfere with physiological readiness. How can travel disruptions affect performance? Unexpected delays can disturb circadian rhythms, increase fatigue, and reduce reaction time. Athletes may lose recovery windows, miss conditioning sessions, and experience reduced neuromuscular sharpness before competition. Why regional airports are particularly sensitive. Regional hubs often support charter flights, training aircraft, and smaller operations. When one facility shuts down, alternatives may be limited. This increases the likelihood of cascading delays across travel schedules. Is this type of incident common in training airports? Training airports see frequent takeoffs and landings, which statistically increases exposure to low-altitude incidents. Most light aircraft accidents occur during takeoff or landing when aircraft are closest to the ground. What financial losses are expected? Losses include destruction of the aircraft, structural repairs to the hangar, interruption of flight school operations, and emergency response costs. Insurance assessments will determine the final financial impact. What broader safety lessons emerge? Low-altitude operations carry minimal margin for error. Training procedures must balance realism with safety. Infrastructure separation between flight paths and buildings is also an important consideration. What happens next in the investigation? Investigators will analyze physical evidence, interview witnesses, and reconstruct the flight path. The preliminary findings will identify early indicators, while the final report will determine the most probable cause. What are the key takeaways? A light twin-engine aircraft crashed into a hangar during landing. The impact caused fire, structural damage, and operational disruption. Investigators are examining mechanical, aerodynamic, and human factors. The incident highlights risks at training airports and the broader effects of aviation disruptions on performance-critical travel. Finally, the Parafield Airport crash illustrates how a localized aviation incident can extend far beyond the runway. From infrastructure damage and safety investigations to travel delays and performance consequences, the effects ripple through multiple sectors. As investigators continue their work, the findings may contribute to improved training procedures, airport layout considerations, and operational safeguards designed to reduce risk in busy training environments. If you found this analysis useful, remember to share the video, like it, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth aviation and performance breakdowns.